Hi, and welcome to this video. My name is Jan from LearnSolidWorks.com, and today I want to tell you more about my latest SolidWorks course, which I'm launching soon. In this online video course, I'll show you step-by-step how to model an incredible Boeing 747-8 in SolidWorks. With a length of 76 meters and a wingspan of 68 meters, this is the largest product that I've developed in SolidWorks course so far. Last year I did extensive research on the Boeing 747. It wasn't easy finding all the details I needed for this enormous aircraft on the internet. That's why I visited Dutch airline KLM to study a Boeing 747 up close. They were very happy to show me around a 747, and they answered all of my technical questions. This helped me enormously in modeling a realistic 3D model of the 747. Here's a picture of me in the cockpit and in front of the nose wheel to give you an idea of the enormous dimensions of the aircraft. After 14 months of hard work, the online video course is almost ready, and today I want to share the first video with you. In this video, we'll set up the blueprints of the 747 in SolidWorks. Happy modeling, and keep an eye on your mailbox because I'll send you the second video soon.
Hello, and thank you for watching this tutorial video from LearnSolidWorks.com. Today I will be showing you how to insert pictures onto sketch planes to sketch over. And this is an example of the project we'll be creating today. And let's see, I'll go ahead and hit the space bar and I'll go to the top view. As you can see, we have a top view of the aircraft on the top plane. Space bar again, and I'll go to the side view. And then once again, we'll go to the front view. Now, when we insert these pictures today, we're going to scale it 1:1 because we're going to make an actual 1:1 scale model of this Boeing 747-8. Once we scale the images, we also have to line them up, and we will be lining them on the origin of the aircraft here. We will be lining the nose of the aircraft onto the origin so that all three images line up. So when we create our 3D model over these sketches, they line up perfectly and give us this beautiful looking aircraft. So let me go ahead and close this and open a new project, new part. Okay. And a quick way to go from inches to millimeters in your part is go down to here in the bottom right hand corner, click on custom, and we're going to select millimeters. Let's start with the side view of our aircraft and click the right plane. Go up here to sketch and sketch tools. Oh, there we are. And down, and here's our sketch plane, or sorry, sketch pictures is down here at the bottom. Click on that, and here's the side view of our aircraft. We'll open this. Okay, so here we are. Our picture has inserted into our drawing, and if I hit the F key, there we go. It fits the picture to screen. So the next step we're going to do is scale our picture 1:1. Our 747-8, I believe, is 76.3 meters long, and that would be from the tip of the nose over here to the tip of the vertical stabilizer here. And what we're going to do, well, first off, what I'm going to do is show you the scale tool. This blue line that you have going across the image horizontally is enabled. This is the scale tool. If I uncheck this box, it goes away. The scale tool is an option that you have to scale images, and how that works is I simply take one end of the line and I'll put it anywhere I want. It doesn't have to be on the tip of the nose, it can be over here. I take the other end and I can drag it vertically, diagonally to anywhere I desire. And what I want to do is drag the scale tool to an area or a place in the image that I know, let me drag this out of the way, that I know the exact length of. So if I know the aircraft is 76.3 meters, I will want to drag, this end of the line to the far edge and line up the vertical stabilizer, and then I would give it a value of 76.3 meters, or 76,300 millimeters. Go ahead and check that off. So what has happened now is the image is scaled to 76.3 meters. Now there is a downside to this. This is only as accurate as the placement of your line. So let me show you what that means here. If I zoom in, you can see that this is placed on the very tip of the nose. Hit the F key again, And we'll zoom in over here. But as you can see, I came up a little short on the edge of this picture. Okay. Now, fortunately for me, I know the exact, I know that the edges of the image of the aircraft end at the very tips of the picture. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is uncheck the scale tool over here, and I'm going to put the value of the length of the aircraft right here, 76.3. Alright, so if I'm going to go ahead and hit the enter key. I'm not going to check OK because I'm not done here. But what we have done is, since I was very fortunate to have this picture end at the very edges of the tips of the aircraft, I can just put the value of the length of the aircraft right here in this dialog box. So there's a few more options here. We can lock our aspect ratio, as you can see. I can also flip the picture horizontally or flip the picture vertically, which we don't really want to do right now. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and give this some transparency. So I'm going to click full image, and we're going to make it transparent value of 0.75. Now I'm just going to hit enter just so we can see what this does. Okay, I can see how much it changed the transparency. I like that. So we're going to go ahead and check OK. Alrighty, so we are done with this. Let me just kind of rotate it a bit. You can see how we're flat on that plane. And go up to the top right hand corner here to the confirmation corner and close out our sketch. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and rename this sketch. And I did 2 slow left clicks. And we're going to go ahead and type in the new name. And let's see, how about we call this 747-8, and we'll call it blue, I don't know, print maybe. Yeah, side, we'll call it the side. Alright, we'll click outside, and that is finished. So we will go ahead and start our next image, or our next sketch. We're going to select the top plane and begin a sketch here. And same thing, where I'm going to leave this slightly askew here. We're not going to go normal 2 on the plane, and I'll show you why here in a second. So let's go back to Tools, and back down to Sketch Tools once again, and Sketch Picture. We're going to select the top view of the aircraft. Okay, now that our image is in here, I will show you why I left the image slightly rotated and not normal 2. As you can see, our picture inserted in our sketch 90 degrees from the orientation that we desire. And you simply change that by going up here and changing the angle of the picture to 90 degrees. I'll hit enter, and as you can see, that's how we want it. So let's go ahead and scale our image. Now there's something to think about here. Let me go ahead and get rid of the scale tool real quick. We rotated our image 90 degrees, so on our height and our width, sometimes that gets flipped around, and it's okay to experiment, make sure you got it right. So I'm going to go ahead and let's give it a height of 68.4 meters, and I'll hit enter. And what happened here is I meant 68,000. So let me put one more 0 there and get rid of this decimal point. Enter again. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and check OK on this. Yeah, I'm going to hit the F key on the keyboard. As you can see, we scaled it, but the location of our top view of our aircraft is not correct. We need to bring the nose of the 2 noses of the 2 images of the aircraft together on the same point. Now as you can see, I exited from the picture editing, but it's easy to enter back into it by double clicking, and it brings back the ability to edit the picture however I need to. Now I'm going to go ahead and place this a little bit. Actually, you know what? I'll go ahead and go to the normal 2. I hit the space bar, and let's just go ahead and normal 2. Now we need to bring the nose of the aircraft to the origin over here. Fortunately for me, I happen to know the exact wingspan of this aircraft. So if I'm to bring it over exactly half the width, so let's just say we are 68.4 meters, right? And divided by 2, hit enter, And there we go. It brings us perfectly dead center onto that origin. I'll go ahead and zoom in for you. And as you can see, we are dead center on that origin. F key again. Oh, there we go. Got it. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. F key. Well, let's go ahead and adjust our transparency. There we go. And click OK. Let's rotate that and get a good look at it. It's looking pretty good to me. So let's go ahead and confirmation corner and exit the sketch. 2 slow clicks, left clicks on the mouse, that is. And let's give this a name of 747-8, and we'll call this blueprint. Oh, how about top? Okay, that looks good to me, and I'll click outside of that. There we go. And next thing we need to do is the front. So let's go ahead and start a sketch. Go to Tools, and it's going to be the same thing. We'll go to Sketch Tools and down to Sketch Picture. And the front view, there we go, and open. Let's go ahead and zoom in and see what's going on here. Okay, so we're pretty lucky. It looks like we don't have a whole lot of adjustments to make. Let's go ahead and turn the scale tool off. And we're going to scale our image to, what was that number? 68.4 meters. Or 68,400 millimeters. Hit the enter key, and then I'll click outside here and hit the F key on the keyboard. Okay. So as you can see, our image is a little high and off to the side. So once again, same thing. We're going to divide the wingspan of the aircraft in half, and that should put us on the origin. So let's go ahead and put 68,400 divided by 2. Oh, and as you can see, we went the wrong direction. That's easy. We'll just put a negative in front of that, hit enter again. There we go. Now we still have one more problem here. As you can see, we are lined up, centered, on the wingspan of the aircraft, but the nose is way too high. So what we're going to do, well, fortunately for us, we also happen to know the length or the dimension from the ground to the center of the nose, which happens to be 5,800 millimeters. So we're going to want to go down in the Y direction, so we'll put that up here. Put negative 5,800. Hit enter, and that looks good to me. Let's go ahead and change our transparency. Hit enter. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. That's looking pretty good, isn't it? I'm going to select OK. I will now close this sketch in the top right hand corner. And let's make 2 slow left clicks of the mouse to rename 747-8, and we'll call this the blueprint front. And 1 slow click out. Now I just realized after adjusting the height of the front image of our aircraft that I did not do the same with the side. That is important. It's very easy to go back and fix that. So go ahead and normal 2. Go ahead and left click. Whoop, there we go. Sorry about that. Left click, edit sketch. And I'll double click on my picture. And as I had said earlier, the center of the nose needs to be 5,800 millimeters to the ground, where the wheels rest. And as you can see up here, I'll go ahead and highlight that for you. We're at negative 5,465. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to negative 5,800 millimeters. Hit enter. That looks good to me. Let's accept that and exit our sketch. I hit spacebar here real quick. Okay. So as you can see, our 3 images are now perfectly lined each other on the tip of the nose of the aircraft. We have scaled it 1:1. Okay, we are looking pretty good here. So it's time for a little bit of housekeeping. Let's go ahead and start by selecting the top sketch, shift, and then selecting the bottom sketch. right click and add to new folder. Let's go ahead and name this Blueprints. Next, we're going to go ahead and bring down the freeze bar, which by default is not activated. And for those of you who don't know what the freeze bar is, don't worry, I will get to that. So let's go ahead and go into our options and general and go down here to enable freeze bar. We'll go ahead and check that box. Select OK. Once the freeze bar is activated, you'll see this yellow horizontal line in the tree. And what the freeze bar does, if you drag it down to any point in the timeline, anything above that yellow line will be locked, and you can't change it, you can't delete it, you can't move it, and it prevents you from mistakenly making undesired changes to your project. But it also has additional benefits. If you have large complex models that have large rebuild times, anything above that yellow line will not get rebuilt. So if you have a large model that takes like 30 seconds to rebuild, then when you drag that down, it'll save considerable amount of time on the rebuild. So that is a very useful tool. Alright, we have one important step remaining. Let's save our file. So let's go ahead and let's name this Boeing 747-8 and enter.
That was today's video. I hope you found it valuable. Please leave a comment below because I love hearing from you. Keep an eye on your mailbox because I'll send you the second video soon. In this video we'll start modeling the fuselage for our 747 in SOLIDWORKS. Thanks for watching and talk to you soon.